Breaking news tonight. Former President Donald
The
Trump.
unemployment rate in November rises to 5.8%.
Tonight, torrential downpours.
When the earthquake hit, some parts of Section 52 actually...
Breaking news tonight. The 6th and 7th Memphis
How many
police...
days has it been 100 this year? 53.
Roughly 1 in 4 Americans are now being told, stay at home.
The news today is the drought in Texas.
Tonight, late-night negotiations happening right now over
Rail
the debt
service
limit.
across the nation is crippled by the continuing strike of the Railway Clerks Union.
Tonight, millions at risk of severe weather.
Anybody else sick of all that nonsense? Or is it just me? Probably just me. The gloom and doom been going on ever since I can remember. Back in the 90s, it was the ozone layer was going to burn us all up, right? Because we were using all that hairspray. Yep. And I was using some hairspray too. I was, because I had some flowing hair back then, you know. The good old days, man. You couldn't tell us boys from the girls because we was all pretty. I know you can say stop watching the news, right? I tried that. But you see what happened is I was in that period of time during the whole COVID crap, right? And I woke up one morning in the truck stop and everybody was running around with masks on, rubber gloves, being all weird. And then they told me the world was ending. And I couldn't get no breakfast or nothing. Everything was all screwed up and turned into a whole shit show for how long? So after that, I decided I ought to probably pay attention every now and then to what the hell is going on in the world and be a little bit more prepared for shit like that, right? You know, some things in this world, right, are actual progress that are better, and I agree with that are better. But some things are just plain out fucking scam for people to try to make more money off of people. Because people can't just do honest... See, I'm trying with the swearing, man. It's pretty hard. Honest motherfucking business, you know what I'm saying? They gotta pull some bullshit. This is like the oldest trailer I've found in their fleet yet. Like, this is one of their trailers over here. And this one here is like 6 years old. Look, it's all crashed up. Someone crashed it up. The oldest one yet. Well, here's the shit that they scam on, man. Remember the old days with these fucking... like the marker light, right? It just had a rubber grommet in it. You just pop that light out, pop it right back in there. Look, it's fucking pop riveted. So you gotta drill out the pop rivets, put a new light in it, and then put new pop rivets in it. Decades those other lights work just fine. All pop riveted in. Well, I'm right here. I figure I'll just take a minute to show you guys my truck. What do you think? Pretty nice, right? I gotta do a little bit of work on the wheels. I gotta shine the wheels up a little bit, but it's a pretty decent ride. Another huge scam. Instead of the old days where you just change the fucking bulb, right? You know, which we did for years and it worked fine. That's all one piece.
Give a fuck, give a fuck, give a fuck.
Someone was trying to get me killed today. He's trying to kill the trucker trash, man. What's going on with that, right? So, I leave out of the Pilot in Manuka this morning. Like, 4:30 in the morning, you know. Coming across 80 there. Virtually no traffic. Nothing going on. And I'm just riding along. And this car comes up next to me. Pulls right in on my fender. Slams on the brakes. I slam on my brakes and I'm like, oh, what the hell? And I'm thinking, man, it's gonna be that kind of day, right? I ain't even been up a half hour yet. We're already starting this bullshit. So I forget all about it. I get down around the Gary, Indiana area. And, you know, I notice out of the corner of my eye, this SUV's like riding right next to me. I lean over and look. The front window comes down, the back window comes down. I see these black or brown, whatever you want to say, arms come out, and they're doing like the pistol thing at me. And I'm like, whoa, what the hell's going on here, man? Like, so I was thinking, like, what the fuck, you know? So I'm trying with the swearing, man. Whatever. I'm trying to be reformed, all right? But I get over to Menards to make my delivery. The guard back walks back there, check the seal. He comes back up and he goes, "Did you see what's on the back of your trailer, dude?" Someone took in the dirt, you know how you can write in the dirt, and they wrote, "Kill all N-words," right? And then they put swastika Nazi signs on there. Yeah, dude. That's how your shit gets shot up, man. Like, gray-haired, old, middle-aged white dude riding around with that shit on his truck in Gary, Indiana, man. Potentially could get fucking shot at down there, man. Them black guys don't mess around with that bullshit. Well, looky what I found. Imagine it. A do-it-yourself truck wash, man. Wasn't that bad either. It was only like $10. Didn't do a bang-up job on it, but looks a lot better. So the other day I had this conversation with the pilot manager, you know? Because they're not marking the spots no more, you know? So if you watch my previous videos, I was all about the paid parking. I know it pisses some people off, but I was using it quite a bit at the couple of companies I worked for. Didn't care. And then I could, like, say, for instance, if I was going into Denver, I could reserve, because there's no parking really in Denver to speak of. I could reserve a spot, and I knew I could get right in there to make my delivery. So I thought it was cat's ass, you know? It worked good. Well, then they stopped enforcing it, right? And I ran into that in a couple problems. If you follow my shit, you've already seen it in the one video. I got there in the middle of the night, couldn't get parked in Denver. Had this happen in a few different places. But then I had to go, like, find this dirt field to sleep in for the night, and it was a hassle because they wouldn't enforce it, you know? They just give you your money back. So that does me no good, because I would rather just know that I'm not going to have a place to park there, and I would stay out further than get there and be screwed like that, right? Well, then I've ran into other times where one time I got kicked out in the middle of the night because I came in the rain at night and I parked and I didn't see their barely painted reserve spot on the ground. And then they came out and kicked me out. So I'm coming into these pilots and they ain't marked, you know? And I go in there and I talk to the manager and I tell her what I'm telling you guys, you know? I'm like, it's just kind of bullshit, you know, that we come in like this and they're not marked, people are kicking us out, or reserve it and they're not, you know, enforcing it. So she tells me that they're being told by corporate at Pilot not to enforce the paid parking anymore. I don't know if this is at all locations, right? I didn't talk to every Pilot manager. But the reason behind that, what she was telling me, is that it's a safety issue, right? Because truck drivers can be a little crazy. People can be a little crazy. And they've been having, you know, some violence and shit towards the Pilot employees because the truck drivers are fucking pissed because the shit ain't marked and they don't want to move and all that shit, right? So, they got that. But then the local police departments are annoyed with it and won't come out no more because they're sick of it.
Hello, how are you? I'm living on the moon. I'm calling from a telephone inside of a saloon. The only other person here left many years ago. And now I sit here at the bar, feeling so alone.
Dagnabbit, I gotta start paying attention to my job a little bit more, man. I'm getting a little distracted and making some minor mistakes here and there. Oh, I got all ass now. I just like do one of those wake up, get around, and let's go things, because I realized, right, I thought this was a store delivery. It's a fucking distribution. Oh, there I go with the swearing again. Damn it. It's a distribution center delivery, and that's a 7 a.m., not 8 a.m. Shit.
Hey, it's too many lies, too many lies. Hey, it's too many lies, too many lies. Yo, it's too many. Hey, it's too many. Yo, it's too many. Yo, it's too many lies. Look in my eyes, they know I'm the truth. Knocking them down every time I step in the booth. We ain't gotta lie, they know we the vibe, we living in proof. It's young, conscious, shoot my life a movie, I live in a spoof. Ain't no sticking around, I'm on the move. I'm
Unbelievable, man. Like, holy shit, what the hell is going on in this world? I don't even get it anymore. I don't fit in out here on the road. Some lady just came up here and woke me up. I was just kind of dozing, because there's a spot open next to me and there's a truck on the other side, right? She just came up and knocked on my door and got me up and asked me if I would pull my truck out so she could back into that spot. Are you serious? I know some people are gonna be in the comments like, well, why didn't you help her? That ain't how trucking works, man. I've been doing this for a minute, right? I don't pull my truck out so you can back in and then I gotta back my truck back in when I'm in here fucking sleeping. For those who might be tempted to say that my hair looks like shit, oh, I mentioned that a few times. It's a work in progress, man. Anyway, for those who might be tempted to say that I don't help people out, you know what I'm saying? I'm always helping people out, like just now. Like that lady last night, fuck no, I didn't help her out with that dumb bullshit, man. You don't wake people up and ask them to move their truck so you can back in, dude. I just shut the curtain. Like, whatever, lady, get the fuck out of here. Dumbass. But this morning I was sitting here in my rig right here in the front right, getting that nicotine and monster flowing through the system a little bit so we could get going. And this fellow was trying to make the swing into the parking spot here next to me. Come on, guys. Come on, guys. It depends on how much room you got from like this row of trucks to the row of trucks that are across from here. But generally, you can't turn into a single parking spot. I mean, almost all the time. Like, if it's 2 parking spots open, you can. But if it's just 1 parking spot, you're not going to be able to make that swing, dude. Unless it's some big-ass petrol or something. But I was sitting here, and I had all my curtains closed and everything. And I was just sitting here puffing my smokes and everything, like I said. And I realized his predicament. So, I quick threw my drawers on and my shirt and shit, which was nice of me, right? You know, I didn't have to. And then I hollered out the window. And I said, yo, dude, is there anything behind me? And he was like, no. And then I got out and looked, because I don't trust people. And I said, let me back up real quick, because he wouldn't have made it. He was still working at it, and I was looking at it like, you gonna keep going, dude? Like, because it's pretty obvious you're not gonna make that. So check it out, right? I don't feel like flipping my phone over, but anyway, check out my thoughts, because you know you like my thoughts. You know how, like, as company drivers working for trucking companies, right, we kind of get shit on a little bit here and there, and we get used here and there, depending especially on what company you're working for, because some shit on you huge and use you a lot, and some just shit on you a little bit and use you, right? But if you really stop and fairly look at the whole situation, right, the trucking companies kind of get shit on as well. They kind of get it from the shippers and receivers, you know, taking advantage of them. Because, like, in this situation, now we're at 2 places. Now I just got my message I have to go to another place, which is quite a ways from here, to get another empty. Well, this company buys these trailers or leases these trailers to haul freight in them, you know, and get paid to haul freight. Yet these receivers are using them for warehouse space. Really, if you think about it, you know, why put in more warehouse space when you can just sit on all these trailers loaded out here? I mean, how much room is that? And then when you need it, just go out and get it, and they get to use the trailer for free. Once again, I gotta give props to some super helpful truck drivers here this morning, huh? Some good ones out here yet. Because let me tell you, I come pulling in here, there was nowhere to park, right? It's all jacked up a little bit. But you look around the corner, man, it didn't really look like a place you wanted to go back here. It looked pretty swampy and narrow. So I found a little spot to park, and I was walking back here, and a couple guys stopped me, and they were like, dude, that's a long ways back there, man. You might want to drive your truck. And I'm like, you sure I can get turned around back there? Like, oh, yeah. Yeah, man, that's a long ways. A quarter mile. So, that was pretty nice of them, huh? Let me know. And it was actually really helpful because their docks are out front where they're loading, and I'm loading back here. So I would have had to walk back out there, get my truck, and come back anyway. So props to them guys.
When I look at you, I see Georgia. I see sunshine headed my way.
What's my job, right? My job is to safely maneuver this vehicle. My job is to know Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration regulations. My job is to spit in that jug in the morning when I brush my teeth and piss in that laundry soap ball over there. And not have any friends or family because I'm always out on the road and take truck stop showers and eat shitty food. You know, that's my job, right? That's pretty good. Description of my job. My job is not to know about the products that are in my trailer. I don't give a flying fuck what's in my trailer, man. You know what I'm saying? As long as it ain't a bunch of Mexicans trying to sneak up here, and I'm alright with that. I'd give them a ride for free, but you know, the law looks kind of down on that, and I might get arrested, and I ain't a big fan of prison. So, you know, for the most part, I don't give a fuck what's in my trailer. Well, people tend to think in the offices, whether it be the trucking company or the shippers and receivers, generally the receivers, that the truck driver ought to know about the paperwork and what's going on with the load and all that stuff. It's like, no, beep beep, dude, look, here's the paperwork. Here I am, I drove it here. That's what I do. I mean, how many loads, if you're a trucker, are just sealed, man? You don't even know what's in there, and it'll say something like black repro on it or something, and you don't even know what that is. You know, just haul it. That's what you do. That's what our job is to do, to just haul shit, period. But you get to places like this and they're like, we don't have no scale tickets? You don't got no such and such and such and such? Yeah, I don't even know what that is, man. I don't know. I got a bill of lading, because that's what I have to have if I get busted by the police. And that's what I have to have signed to keep my boss happy. Other than that, I don't give a fuck what you need. You know, just saying. Because if they didn't give it to me when they shipped it, no, I don't have it. And I wouldn't even know where to go find it because I'm not in this industry, man. I'm hauling plastic right now. I might be hauling fucking peanut butter in an hour. I don't know. Yeah, I know people would think I was crazy for saying this, but I'm alright with summer being over. And then I'll be bitching in like 6 months because it's still winter. I don't want winter, but man, I'm tired of this hot freaking weather, dude. Like, most of these places want your truck shut off. It's just fucking dumb, man. Some of them want you to bring the key in. Like, I think I said it before. Don't we all have extra keys? And you could just give them any key you want, but you gotta sit out here and freaking sweat, you know. Wanna know why? Because they're sweating. But I'd be alright with a little bit cooler weather, man. It was nice there for a little while. At least I've been sleeping at night with the windows open. Last night was pretty nice, really. I slept at the Loves, and everybody had their truck shut off. You always hear me bitching about that, and everybody had their truck shut off, man. I was pretty impressed. You know, on the way up here, I was thinking, you know, because that's one thing about truck driving, man. People say stupid shit. Like, I think I offended one of my friends yesterday because, oh, she was talking about, like, 4 10-hour days. Dude, really? You work 4 10-hour days and then you get 3 days off on the weekends? Think about who you're talking to, man. I work 70 hours a week, dude. And I get like 0 days off. I get 34 hours off. And then right now, I don't even, I stay in the truck. So I can cry me a river, man. And then on the same note, the same people will be like, dude, if I had your paycheck, yeah, if you went out and fucking worked like I work, you would have my paycheck. Imagine it, right? Sometimes it's irritating, man. I could do that job. Yeah, can you? You should see some of the places I go, man. Can you? Took me a minute to learn how to drive this big old bastard. And it's a little more than that, too. It's a whole lifestyle, because I tell you what, it's getting to me. So, yeah, with the whole thinking while you're, driving thing is a little different, because, like, say when I was a mechanic or a manager or something, a lot of times, I had kids and a wife at home. I kind of liked going to work sometimes because it got all the chaos that was going on at home I didn't have to deal with at work. Or any problems that I had in my life, I didn't think about because I was busy thinking about the job that I had to do until I got out of work, and then I thought about all of it, you know what I'm saying? But right now, you got so many hours driving, dude, you just sit there and think about all your messed up shit that you got going on in your life. It's kind of a mind fuck, it really is, man, it really is. Psychological deal being a truck driver. But we get to sit all day, that's what people say. Yeah, there's a lot to that too. Sitting all day ain't really that comfortable, man.
In the town on the hill where the apples grow, the church bells ring every hour or so. I took a little walk just to see the ships coming in.
I'm not real sure I would necessarily like being a local driver. I did it for like 2 days once. Other than when I hauled ice cream, but that was kind of a different gig because I was a forklift driver and a truck driver type deal. It was different. But being like working for like Dayton or Old Dominion or one of those, FedEx or something like that, I don't think I'd like that because like working back here where I'm at now is kind of reminding me a little bit about what I don't like. No perfect jobs, I get that. Unless you guys know one, go ahead and shoot me an email, let me know because I want to work over there. But until then, you just sit on YouTube and complain. So no, I'm just saying, like, in the past I always ran like Oregon, California, Southern Texas, Southern Florida, and I'm out of Michigan, right? So when I would get dispatched a load, half the time I didn't even have to punch nothing in like the first day, I would just go grab the load because usually I knew where they were, like because they had the same customers and shit because this is my area. And then if I'm going to like Texas, Oregon, whatever, right, I just start driving in that direction because I know how to get to fucking Oregon, Texas and stuff without my GPS. And then like the next day I would get up in the morning and actually punch in the address and go on Google Maps and check it out and research it, and do my pre-planning or whatever, right? But working here, man, like we do so many drop and picks that you're just constantly like planning shit. And here's the thing, man, sometimes it don't show up on the GPS. So then, like, say this one I delivered at this morning, it didn't show up on the GPS, but it showed up on Google Maps. But I'm not about ready to ride Google Maps all the way there because I don't trust Google Maps with a truck. You know what I'm saying? So I basically just had to zero in on the location and put a pin down and then follow that there, right? Which is pretty easy because it's like in the country or whatever. But when it don't show up, then it's frustrating, right? You get your bling, and then you're like, you punch it in, it don't show up. You're like, okay, I gotta find on Google Maps, and then it doesn't want to show up on there or something, right? You're trying to do this research, and you're sitting in this parking lot, and all these guys want you to move, and all this shit. You get what I'm saying? It gets kind of a little bit stressful. Dude, I don't want to do that much freaking research in one day. You know what I mean? Hey, we're full on regional here. They got few guys that are doing longer hauls, but like I just ran down to St. Louis and then back up, and then now I'm going down to basically Cincinnati, right? That's kind of longer for this place. if you know what I mean. Because typically, once I get back up here into Michigan like this, I figured I would go run around all day doing like dropping hooks and deliveries and shit like that. So I was actually happy to see it. Gotta be right up here on the camera, man, with all that noise. You hear all that noise? Here's the thing. My truck ain't even running right now. Right? I was in here taking a shower, trying to have I parked way in the back corner of this Flying J, came back out. Old Johnny Big Pipes had to park next to me. You know what I'm talking about? You're gonna have the big old pipes on there rattling the whole world, makes everything better, right? Funny part is most of those guys I can outpull with this truck right here. Welcome to technology, man. Embrace that shit. Get with the program. So we'll be listening to him for the night. Not too happy about that. Rattling the whole truck with this dumb bullshit. I bet he thinks his Jake brake's cool, right? Anyway, you know, it's kind of interesting because when I wheeled up in here, I was getting my stuff around. This lady comes up to the door. She's like,
"Excuse me, sir. Which way are you heading?"
Really? No, you're not getting a ride, dude. I mean, I'm not giving you... What, you think I'm stupid? I don't care if you were smoking freaking hot right now. You're not getting a ride from me. I'm not dumb, alright? Shoe fly.
Can I get a few dollars from you?
I got an idea. I told her. I said, I'm getting ready to go in here because I need to do something with my hair. I got some clippers, and if I open up my side box right here on the truck, don't even gotta come in the truck, because of course I ain't letting her in the damn truck. I'll plug my clippers in right over there, and you can buzz my hair for me real quick, and I'll give you $25. That's fair, man. I paid $25 for a professional to do it, right? Imagine it. She didn't want to do it. You believe that shit? If you ain't getting the money for free, then you don't want the money. What the fuck, man? Ugh, I tell you, the shit you see. And I go up in here and just mess the old do right up. Got me a mohawk deal going on though. I'll be laughing at that shit. Haven't been able to get in and get a haircut, man. There's a lot of things changed with me being out on the road constantly, you know, and not having a dwelling, because a lot of this kind of shit, the hygiene type shit, I would take care of when I was at home, and then I would just come out here and do my trucking and my basic hygiene, and then get back home and take care of it again, you know? Now it's like, well, damn, man, how am I supposed to do that? I get back late Friday nights, and I guess what I need to start doing is setting up an appointment at the haircut place. You know, on the Saturday I'm going to be back ahead of time, because the last few weeks they've been booked up on Saturdays and they're all closed on Sunday. And I had enough of it, man. It's hot and I can't stand my shit long on the side, so I was like, I'm up in there taking care of that. A little bleach treatment on my teeth, you know, a few other things. Wasn't that long. Freaking shower guy's knocking on the door. He's like, excuse me, you're still in there? Is everything alright? Dude, I haven't been in there that long. What the hell? Is there a time limit on the shower nowadays or what? What the fuck is going on here? Leave me alone. Like when you're out here on the road, man, it's just like really hard to get left alone. You just got all these weirdos like bugging you for shit, you know? But I did get a little bit of extra time today. You know, a little over my 10 hours, which is unusual for this company, as I said before, but it's burning up quick, you know, sitting here editing a few videos and stuff. Honestly, people are texting me and shit, and I'm just like, I'm not around right now, you know, just need to give me a minute, you know, to do what I want to do.
What's up? I've been on a paper chase for months. I've been on a marathon for months. All in all, I can't just get enough, I know. What's up? I've been on a paper chase for months. I've been on a marathon for months. All in all, I can't just get enough.
This company's kind of something else with how they run you out, man, on your hours. Especially on Fridays. I heard the other drivers complain about that too. But man, they just run you like right out on your hours on Friday. And, you know, I got like 3,300 miles on this week, so they made their money. But beyond that, 2 weeks ago when I went back, I had the PC to get the rest of the way back to my domicile, and now I'm gonna have to again. They knew my hours when I loaded this load, but it says, you know, according to the GPS and the logbook, I can make it, but it ain't gonna happen with traffic, and I gotta stop at the drop yard and all that. You know, it's always Fridays are always the day I get anxiety, especially this week. I got 2 days off finally. It's been 2 months since I've taken more than 34 hours off, and it kind of got screwed here a little bit. It is pouring down some rain, right? And I wasn't too worried about it. I let a friend of mine borrow my pickup for a couple weeks, right? So she has my pickup, and I wasn't too worried about it because I got my Harley, you know. Well, it's raining, so I ain't got no wheels when I get back other than this, but I don't want to go cruising around in this. That's not cool, you know. Go visiting my friends in my bobtail. Beep, beep. What's going on, boys?
Going through the motions, I'm dreaming of the ocean as I swim above a riverbed. Life is so fraudulent. Towel off my guilt as I shuffle through the silt. Draw a line in the sand, wonder where I should stand.